Hello friends, I hope you all are doing well and I wish you have all also been good and fine. So let's begin our video without wasting some of your time. Our topic of the video is our short story Button Button, written by Richard Matheson. This was a story between a greedy woman and a gentleman Arthur. His wife's name is Mrs. Levis, or I think so. I have Norma. She is she was too much greedy. So let's begin our story. The package was lying by the front door, a cube shaped carton sealed with tape, their name and address printed by hand. Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Lewis, 217 E, 37th Street, New York 1016. Norma picked it up, unlocked the door, and went into the apartment. It was just getting dark. There was too much dark in the room. After she had put the lamb chops in the broiler, she sat down to open the package. Inside the carton was a push-button unit fastened to a small wooden box. A glass dome covered the button. Norma tried to lift it off, but it was locked in place. She turned the unit over and saw a folded piece of paper scotch taped to the bottom of the box. She pulled it off. Mr. Stewart will call you on at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. means at the night. A.m. means start morning. Norma put the button unit beside her on the couch. She reread the typed note, smiling. A few moments later, she went back into the kitchen to make the salad. The doorbell rang at 8 o'clock. I will get it. Norma called from the kitchen. Arthur was in the living room reading. There was a small man in the hallway. He removed his hat as Norma opened the door. Mrs. Lewis, he inquired politely. Means softly. Yes. Question mark. He asked. Yes. Huh. Yeah. I am Mr. Stewart. Oh, yes. Norma expressed a smile. She was sure now it was a sales speech. May I come in? Asked Mr. Stewart. I am rather busy, said Norma. Don't you want to know what it is? Norma turned back. Mr. Stewart's tone had been offensive, been aggressive. No, I don't think so, she replied. It could prove very valuable, he told her. Monetarily, she challenged. Mr. Stewart nodded. Monetarily, he said. Norma frowned. She didn't like his attitude. What are you trying to sell? She asked. I am not selling anything, he answered. Arthur came out of the living room. Something wrong. Mr. Stewart introduced himself. Oh, the Arthur pointed toward the living room and smiled. What is that gadget anyway? Question mark. What is the meaning of this gadget? It was a push button, you know that in the beginning of the chapter. It won't take too long to explain, replied Mr. Stewart. May I come in? If you are selling something, Arthur said. Mr. Stewart shook his head. I am not. Arthur looked at Norma. Up to you. It's depend upon you what you are selling. It's either true or not. It doesn't matter. He hesitated. Well, why not? He said. They went into the living room and Mr. Stewart sat in Norma's chair. He reached into an inside coat packed and withdrew a small sealed envelope. Inside here is a key to the bell unit dome, he said. He set the envelope on the chair side table. The bell is connected to our office. What's it for? Asked Arthur. If you push the button, Mr. Stewart told him, somewhere in the world someone you don't know will die, in return for which you will receive a payment of $50,000. Means you will get $50,000 on reward. Norma stared at the small man. He was smiling. What are you talking about? Arthur asked him. Mr. Stewart looked surprised. But I have just explained, he said. It is a practical joke, asked Arthur. Not at all. The offer is completely genuine, mean authentic. You are not making sense, Arthur said. You expect us to believe. What do you represent? Demanded Norma. What do you represent show? Mr. Stewart looked embarrassed. I am afraid I am not at liberty to tell you that, he said. However, I assure you the organization is of the international scope, means high level, at international level. I think you would better leave, asked Arthur, standing. Mr. Stewart rose, of course, and take your unit with you. I don't want it. Means she did not want it. The unit. It was useless to Arthur, but it was useful to the Norma because she was greedy, but he was a gentleman who doesn't want to kill anybody. It doesn't matter you know or you don't know. I think you have guys learned much information about this video. Let's see you next time. Thanks for watching. Follow for more. Bye bye.